Good afternoon, guys. This is James. I am the CEO of Bright Idea Marketing. And today I want to do a recording to talk about why it is that I am doing recordings. Now, over the past month and a half, maybe 2 months, I've been posting a video every single week. And there's a very specific reason for why I'm doing that. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, just to give you some insight as to why I'm doing it and what metrics I'm looking at to consider it a success and what metrics I'm not looking at that some might consider to be a failure. So a couple months ago, I decided to really take a look at my business and take a step back from the agency for just a day and think about how I can better strategize for the future. Now, I started my agency about 8 years ago, so I've been doing it for a very long time, and I've learned a lot. I have a great view of what the industry looks like. I know there's way more that I haven't seen yet, but I think I have a pretty good foundation of how things look. And a couple months ago, I just decided to really modify my business plan and get committed in certain areas of the business and really hunker down and just go after exactly what it is that I'm looking for. So in short, the business is focused on advertising for clients. In the past, I did website development. I did hundreds of websites for sure. We've worked with some really large companies, Fortune 1000 in the billions of dollars of revenue. I've worked with venture capitalists. I've worked with theme park construction companies. You name it. I'm sure I've built a website for or helped advertise for them. But I'm really focusing now, this latest commitment is just focusing on advertising. And there's a very specific reason why I'm focusing on that. There's a couple business reasons as well, economic reasons, but I want to be the guy that brings customers in right away. I don't want to be the person who basically posts on somebody's social media for them and, in the goal and the hopes of building a reach for them, building an audience to where they can sell, having daily motivational quotes or whatever else you would want to post on social media. I also don't want to be the person who talks about your high-level mission statement. Although that's very important to advertising, I don't want to be the person that helps create that for you. I want to be the person who will bring in clients to you tomorrow. So advertising is the best and the fastest way to make that happen. If you put an ad out there, if it's good, you could get a customer the second that the ad gets approved and goes live. If you're doing SEO, you can't do that. It doesn't matter how little competition there is or how there's no, or you're in a small city. It doesn't matter. You can't, within an hour of putting something out there, start getting clients. So that's been the real refocus of the business, which is just going after the advertising projects that we can help bring customers in immediately. So that's been my latest commitment. With that commitment, I've made several activities an integral part of what I do every week. And one of those is putting out content like this. And putting out information that's actually valuable, something that's useful. I consume a lot of videos on YouTube myself, and I've been watching and analyzing and seeing what people are putting out there, and just self-assessing myself to see what am I entertained by, what is it that I watch. So I'm trying to get better at the content production, because that leads directly into the advertising. In advertising, video sells better than anything else. If it's plain text, if it's an image, the results of those two combined still can't match video. So really, this is me recording these videos has a couple purposes. The first one is for me to continue to hone how I disseminate information. It's also a personal development thing for me to learn how to make things structured and make sure that things make sense, that I don't dig too deep into a subject and lose people. In addition to that, I'm learning a process for how video is to be produced. My long-term goal is to have a full-time media production staff. That's going to be a big part of the advertising. Like I said, video is the best way to sell. So, I'm just kind of taking personal baby steps to learning that. I'll never become the media pro per se, the guy behind the camera. But I might be the guy in front of the camera, and that's kind of a personal goal as well. So that's one commitment, is that I have to record at least one video every week and post it on my YouTube channel. Now, my metric for success is that I stay committed and consistently put out a video every week. My failure point is if at any time I fail to do that. If I don't put a video up a week, then I failed. So, looking at views, I never wrote down or even expected to get many views in these videos, because I'm not promoting it that heavy. So I'm not really expecting natural views to come through here. And I'm doing that for a reason, because I'm still building it up and I'm still learning my voice, to be honest, on video. And in that process, I'm just getting out there and executing, aka recording these videos, and I'm learning the mistakes that I need to fix for the next video, and I'm getting better and better and better. And so, at some point I'm going to really start pushing the videos and really get it out there. But right now I'm building a foundation and a collection of videos to have. So when people do find me, there will be some backlogs, if you will. So, right now I'm not looking at views. I only have, I think, one video. I could be wrong, it might change, but that has 6 views. 6 views. And one of them is probably me. So, it'd be really easy to look at that and say, wow, this is a failure. I mean, 6 views, 5 people looked at my stuff, but I'm not looking at it that way. It's not about the views that I get, because it's my first 20 videos that I put out. I expect to suck, and I expect to get better as I produce, but I'm not expecting those kind of results. The first result is for me to build a habit where I'm constantly thinking about what's the next video that I can put out. How do I frame something, and how do I make it entertaining? So that's my goal, is to build a habit first. I don't know what the quote is. I don't know exactly how the quote goes, but it's somebody once said that your habits are what define you. That actually sounded pretty close to probably what the quote was. So that's just my goal, is to build that habit. Now, there's several other goals that I have, which is putting a blog post out every week. And that's really difficult. It's a lot of work to come up with a concept, keep it humorous, and have, make sure it's engaging, make sure that the grammar is good, make sure the structure of the logic of how you walk people through the whatever story or concept that you have. It's difficult for me right now because it's frankly, it's new. And so, by going through this, I'm building a habit, which is something that I want to continually push out information, and eventually I'll have a really good framework for how to push out information. So that helps my clients on the other end, because the better that I get in front of the camera, the better I can help assist other people getting in front of the camera. The better that I write content, the better I can help people write content for themselves. So, it's kind of a win-win on both sides. The better that I get, the better that better results that I give for my clients. So yeah, that's really what's going on. That's why I'm recording something every single week. And as I've gone through the weeks, it frankly has become much easier. I'm thinking of stuff all the time. In fact, I had another recording idea after this one. I'm probably going to talk about most of it in this video and just make it one, but it gets easier. So, if you have a habit that you want to build, or if you have some action that you've been procrastinating on, and something that just, it feels like it's like your subconscious just completely avoids the topic or the activity because it feels painful. You may not actively have it in the front of your conscious thinking, okay, I'm just going to push this off, I'm going to procrastinate. You're not actively trying to avoid that topic, but your subconscious is trying to avoid pain, and doing a video when you don't know how to do a video can be painful. So the only way to counteract that is to build a habit, build consistency. And the way I did that is start with my why. Why do I want to do this kind of stuff? And I've explained some of those things already in the video, but once I found my why, I really, really committed. Now, over the past month or two, however long it's been, I have not missed a week. I have not missed a week of recording. I have not missed a week of writing. I have not missed a week of engaging with people. I haven't. So that consistency is just helping build momentum and building better habits. So that's what I'm doing here. Hopefully that gives you some context into why I'm doing what I'm doing. Look, I know that the background, the environment, the setting of what I'm doing here is not the best. If I had my wish, I would be at some crazy festival and doing a recording in front of all those people and doing it for the entertainment of the person watching this video. But right now it's just here at my place. I'm gonna start venturing out and going to different locations to have different activity going on in the background, but right now it's just me learning the foundations and getting out there. So I've been posting on my Facebook and different platforms, reaching out to people or just asking for feedback. This is early stages for me to get started on building content for my own brand. So it's a learning process, and you gotta build consistency. The reason why this came to mind, by the way, is blog posting is very difficult for me. It's just one of the first ones that I wrote took 4 to 6 hours for me to just finish and get out there. And I asked for feedback, and a lot of people said that it was awesome, it was great, but and some people mentioned that it was bad grammar, it just wasn't structured well. So it's a lot of work, and getting negative feedback like that is not as encouraging. So, but you just got to stick to your commitments. You got to commit, and then just stick with it. And eventually you'll build a habit. Eventually you'll be able to see the process that it takes to get to the end result. And from there you'll be able to optimize. So I hope that explains everything. I'm sure there'll be a lot more questions. If you ever even see this video, you will see this video. You are seeing it now because you're watching and listening to me. But anyway, that's my end goal, is to become a production company that's focused on advertising, and this is one way to do it. So I hope that answered that question. I hope you all have a great day. Peace.